Thank you, Art Gurus, for joining us today for our third episode. Today, we have three wonderful art gurus that came and answered our calling to hear your voices. So we have here Jade, Lito, and Malou. We're going to answer the question, Bakit ka naging art teacher? But before that, I would like to ask each of you to just give a nice, quick, casual introduction about yourself and who you are as an art teacher and as a person. Can we start with Jade?
Hi, good morning, everyone. So I am Jade from Baybay City, Leyte. I'm teaching grade 11 and 12 arts and designs senior high school students. And I am a storybook writer and illustrator also. So I'm fun, pero medyo nahihiya ako kasi first time kayong na-meet. So, ganun.
It's nice meeting you. Maayong buntag!
Maayong buntag ka natong tanan.
I love it. Thank you so much. Lito, would you like to go next?
Yes, I'm Lito Mondehar. I'm a sculptor and I taught for, I think, more than 7 years in St. Scholastica's Fine Arts. And also I taught for a little short of 6 years in public school, secondary. I also co-written the SPA curriculum and also the BPI Bachelor for Culture and Arts Education for tertiary education. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Malou.
Yes. Hi. Good morning. So I'm Malou Roque. I've been teaching in grade school for around 15 years now. And at the same time, I'm the student activities coordinator. In the past, I was a regional speaker for teaching an art workshop. And it has been fun because I taught public school teachers. So I'm so happy to be in this group because for the longest time I've been looking for art teachers also whom I can also learn from. So I think that's important. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, everybody. I have goosebumps. I am so inspired by the experience and the expertise that all of you guys are sharing with us today. So thank you so much for sharing this morning, this time with us. I'm Carmel Lim Torres. I am your kulit host for today. I am an art educator, no longer teaching the classroom, but consulting curriculum internationally and doing like one-on-one sessions and trying to be an artist and an ADHD advocate. So that's me. So I would like to ask, this is the main question. Why? Also, by the way, I am an Englishera. I apologize. Not really. I mean, that's who I am. But it's ARTguro. We're art educators in the Philippines. If you prefer to speak in Filipino, I totally understand. I'll just reply in English. I sound ridiculous in Filipino. Lito knows this. He was my classmate before. I passed. I went to UP, but it's just not natural for me. So we're welcome to speak in Filipino or in English. Okay. So even me reading this sounds ridiculous. Bakit ka naging art teacher? Who would like to start? Did you? Yeah.
Ako.
Go.
I really did not plan to teach officially or formally as an art teacher. Ang panaginip ko talaga ay maging artist, no? Pero art really doesn't you have to establish yourself, no? Your name, your works, no? Before you will be able to live on the income of your art production. So while doing that, I had so much time to spend, and I'm coming from a family of teachers. My mother is retired as a public school teacher. My sisters, I think we are a family of 10, and I think 6 of us taught in one time or the other, no? So it's really, I find I feel it's in my genes to teach, because when I started teaching, it's like so easy to relate, no? Yung ideas, no? Even if when I was working, I work as a sculptor. You usually work with a team, right? Because you cannot do everything by yourself. So you teach people how to do things, no? And yung translating ideas into words was kind of easy for me, no? Kasi I used to do that while doing my artwork, no? So when I was already doing teaching, made me realize that meron pala dapat curriculum or some kind of a lesson plan, no? That you do prior to teaching, no? So nung na-realize ko yun, madali lang pala to. 1, 2, 3 lang pala, laderize naman pala, hindi naman pala yan pa highfalutin or in fact mas simple, mas madali, mas magaling, mas madaling maintindihan at makikita mo yung output ng mga bata. Yon. So nagsimula ako magturo. I was invited in St. Scholastica to teach, no, by a friend of mine. Ayun, classmate namin ni Carmel. I think inabot mo, no? Benji Cabrera or maybe, I don't know. Benji Cabrera is a printmaker.
Yes.
Yeah, printmaker. And doon nakilala ko si Don Amorsolo. Anak siya ni Fernando, no? So he was the chairman of the department. So we had a good relationship kasi ako ay estudyante ni Anastasio Caido sa sculpture, no? So ito yung isa sa mga estudyante ni Guillermo Tolentino. So may familiarity kami sa mga terms, sa work process. And in fact, Amorsolo and Tolentino were really close friends in College of Fine Arts back then. No? So talagang mahigpit ang kanilang samahan dahil sila yung binakbakan ng mga modernista, yung 13 moderns. No? Kaya talagang nagtutulungan sila at nagko-komperensyang madalas, no, para mag-confer ng ideas at papaano i-defend yung kanilang position. Sad to say, umabot yung World War II, na-cut off yung bangayan, no? And then nagtuloy after World War II. So doon nagpalit ang face ng Philippine art, no? So I was really interested in that discourse, ano? At nag-enjoy kami ni Don. So kanyang mga meron din siya kasi mga naririnig sa tatay niya na mga issues na also familiar to me, no? Kasi nagkwento rin sa akin ni Anastasio Caido nung I'm under his tutelage, no? So we share a lot of things. Tapos tumagal ako ng Saints ko for I think almost before I turned 50. So, sabi ko, tapos na yata ako magturo. Sawa na ako. I think magre-retire na ako para mag-focus na ako sa aking art production. No? But later on, I realized na, oh my gosh, bata ko pa pala to retire at 50. No? Tapos na may napanood ako na parang I think it's a segment on TV on the condition of Philippine public schools. No? Diyos mio, nakita ko yung teacher nagsasalita. Ay, Diyos mio, sabi ko, naku, kawawa naman pala. Kung yung mga bata ay ganito ang guro, kailangan yata tumulong ako. Kami pa may tutulong. No? So I tried looking into it, and buti na lang, sometime in I think 85, I took the licensure for teachers, no? Just for I think Saints Co required us just in case.
Right. The let's.
I just in case I think it's masteral, no? Because the masteral was already required for tertiary, no?
Oh.
So you're undergoing masteral. Just in case you don't finish your masteral, at least you'll be qualified to teach secondary. So anyway, it's just an exam, no? So I took the exam, but I really did not take it seriously, no? Hindi ko alam pumasa nga ako eh.
Ang yabang mo.
Hindi yabang. na pumasa ako, really, totoo yun. Hindi ko concerned, no? Kasi I was teaching college, na hindi ko
Right.
nagamit yung
Yeah.
credentials.
It was just like a side thought. Yeah.
Type lang, oh. Medyo may konting preparasyon. Actually, wala kang makukuha ang preparasyon, eh, no? Kasi ang tagal ko nang nag-graduate and then I took the exam.
But isn't it MAPE? Was it MAPE at that time?
Oh, at that time, it was called PEM.
What's that?
That's that. It's PAEM. It's
Payam.
physical education, health, and music.
Where's art?
Arts.
Where?
Yeah.
Where?
Arts. Pero sa exam, may arts. May arts.
Okay.
Tatawagan ako dun sa exam kasi some of the questions are wrong. Formulated wrong. Sabi ko, mali itong tanong, bakit ganito yung pagka-formulate, no? Pero syempre, exam yun. Examine nila ako, wala akong magagawa. Yapang ko, no?
Yapang ko.
Yan talaga yung arrogance ng mga...
Sana all, sir.
I know.
Anyway, ayun. So, nag-retire, tumigil na ako ng sales ko teaching, tertiary. Nag-concentrate ako ng art production ko. And then later on, I realized, marami pa pala akong oras na pwede ibigay. So I tried, sabi ko, gusto ko magturo, yung malapit lang sa bahay ko, mga a few kilometers away so I can ride the bike and go to school and then come back. So ganun, nagtanong ako dun sa pinakamalapit na high school, tuwan-tuwa yung principal. Sabi sa akin, pumunta ko dun sa division. Tingnan mo kung ano requirements and tingnan mo kung maka-comply mo yung requirement. So tinignan ko, town division, tuwan-tuwa yung division. Uy, naghahanap kami ng mga teacher talaga. Kulang na kulang kami dyan, lalo na yung mga may experience sa practice, no? Tapos meron ka pang may tertiary background ka pa, tapos
may let ka pa.
Lisensya ka, arts ka pa, meron ka pa ba mga kilalang gustong magturo? Sabi ko, alam niyo yung mga artist ayaw magturo niyan kasi ang sakit sa ulo ng pagtuturo. Magbenta ng trabaho, as pag pahihirapin ka, ang dami mong boss. Sabi ko. Ako lang siguro ang gago na teacher na nag-apply dito. Tapos ko talaga. Yeah, part of the kailangan may konting may konting yabang ka para meron kang confidence na ibenta yung trabaho mo, di ba? Otherwise, sinong bibili sa'yo kung hindi ka mayabang, di ba?
True that.
Nagiging bahagi na yun ng personality. So, nag-apply ako, natanggap ako, at pagdating ko doon, Diyos, may yung curriculum sa arts. Walang alam talaga yung mga nagtuturo sa art.
Or like classroom teachers?
Yeah, classroom teachers. Really, ang at most ay 6 units of humanities ang nakuha nila. Tapos mostly historical ang approach ng humanities, di ba? So, history ng Greek, Roman,
right. Observer point of view. Yeah.
Yun lang, mahirap na yun eh. Mahaba na yun no? So ayun ang pinapasa na hindi mo maintindihan ng mga bata, no? So paulit-ulit, no? Na-realize ko yung curriculum pala ng general education ay gaganyan-ganyan. Hindi alam kung focus, no? Hindi alam kung ano ituturo talaga sa grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 hanggang ngayon may arts and design na, no? K-12. Pero tingnan mo yung laman ng K-12, ganyan din, di din alam ano ba yung art and design, no? Ayun pala, software lang ituturo.
And they're trying to link it so much to the Filipino culture, but sometimes pilit, no? A little pilit.
Hindi alam kung saan. No? So, I was teaching high school MAPE. No? You can imagine me teaching music.
No.
Health, no? Reproduction system.
Puberty! Oh no!
License ako magturo, no? Ng part of the body, no? Human anatomy. Wow, sabi ko, sarap nito. Yun. So, na-realize ko, kulang ng mahina ang curriculum, no? So, may narinig ako, meron nang nagsisimula ng special program in the art, the public education, no? So, I attended the session in I think it's a training sa Naging in Baguio, no? I was forced by my principal to attend. No? Actually, I paid it for 3,000 yata para aking a fee for participating, no? Pagdating ko doon, mga barkada ko yung nagtuturo. Remember Joey Taniedo from UP?
Oh, yes.
Remember, you know Joey? Oh, si
Yes
Joey
po.
ang head faculty ng training ng Saneguro. Nakita ko ni Joey, sabi ni Joey, oh, ba't nandito ka? Next year, ikaw na magtuturo dito. sabi sa akin, oy, nagbayad ako 3,000 just to attend this. Turuan mo ako ng maayos pag hindi. So, ayun. Nagtulong kami to develop the SPA program curriculum. From grade 7 to grade 10, and then we went back to grade 4 to grade 6. So nakumpleto namin hanggang grade 10. No? Tapos later on, we're trying to figure out paano yung 11 and 12, art and design, no? Art and design track. Pero napaka-komplikado pala niyan. No? Kasi may mga facilities na kailangan na iset sa schools bago matanggap. Yeah. Required, no?
Yeah, and is it out now? Like see Jade, you're teaching 11 and 12.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you know this program that Lito's talking about?
Yes, yung mga...
So, tinuturo niya arts and design.
So you get to see like what Lito's like going, oh, you get to do it now, like as well, right?
Yeah. So what I realized is yung faculty, yung teachers are not really trained to teach on
before. Now
nagawa kami nung so we presented a proposal to NCCA, National Commission on Culture and the Arts, to focus on writing a curriculum for teachers that focuses on the arts. No?
Yeah.
So this is how BPI came about. No? It's a Bachelor in Culture and Arts Education. Medyo komplikado.
Where is it offered? BPI.
Yeah. Meron ng 17 nationwide universities, colleges, and institutes that's offering all around the country. No? So bago lang to, I think 3-year-old. Meron ng graduate sa PNU. So they started it in PNU, pero na-realize nila na ang daming bungi. No? So kailangan kompletohin yung disciplines. Theater, program in the arts running for I think 15 years now. So kailangan merong kadugtong yung theater, creative writing, music, visual arts, ano pa ba? 5 multimedia. No? So kailangan may kadugtong yun sa college. May magtuturo sa college para yung mga estudyante ng SPA equipped to teach yung discipline o any of the disciplines. No?
Right.
So yun ang binuno namin last year. No? Minodify namin yung BPI. Ako ang dalawa kami sa team on visual arts. So we focused on how to teach visual arts doon sa mga guro. No? At nagulat kami, talagang imposible talaga na hindi mo bigyan ng basic at least parang simplify mo yung fine arts course, no? Actually,
but this is with CHED. You're working with CHED with this, yeah?
Yeah, this was actually requested by CHED, no? That there would be a curriculum written specifically to answer the MAPE needs. No?
That's
The
amazing.
lack of qualified teachers in MAPE.
Oh my gosh.
Wala talaga eh. Wala
talaga.
Invento lang. Swerte ka may makuha kang teacher na kaya magturo ng music, arts, PE, and health. No? Actually, tatanggalin yan. Pero nahihirapan silang tanggalin kasi dadagdag yung subjects. No? Hindi mo pwedeng tanggalin ng PE. So, PE has to be integrated since grade 1. No?
It becomes like an admin issue, doesn't it? Like with scheduling and like, diba? What is it? HR, all that stuff. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Lito. I feel like we need our own podcast.
Yeah.
I love it.
Ganon ang nangyari.
Oh, I'm going to apply. Teka lang. I'm going to apply. I'm going to apply for work with you. But teka lang.
International curriculum writer. What is talking about?
Wait. Let's go on to Jade because he's actually practicing what you've been talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm interested to listen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's my turn to share my story. Why I become an art teacher. Paano ba ako naging art teacher? So first, I was working with DepEd as admin staff. And then I shifted to become a teacher when yung nag-open yung senior high school. Doon ako na-realize na gusto kong mag-teach. Kasi yung office ko, katabi siya ng conference hall ng mga teachers na nag-train. Tapos, every time makakarinig ako ng mga discussions ng mga speakers, parang interested akong ma-learn yung pag-teach. Then, actually, I'm not really a graduate of any art course. Yan yung reality. And then, I decided to apply for senior high school. Then, fortunately, na-hired as, actually, yung start ABM teacher po ako.
What's that?
Accountancy, business, and management.
Wow.
Teacher
I was
for
like,
senior
whoa!
high school. Pero may passion ako for arts. I started drawing 7 years old. I think I have a collection of mga parang Pokemon, yung mga monster. I think I have 30 notebooks that time. And then parang natapon siya ng mother ko when I went to college na. Kasi wala ako sa bahay. Nilinis yung room, tapos tinapon. Kasi parang I have a collection of that time. Then, yung na-realize ng Eastern Visayas, kasi we only have arts and design school dito sa Region 8, doon sa Calbayog, sa Samar. So, for Letenyo, parang malayo siya kung mag-enroll ka ng arts and design. Kasi will take I think mga more than 5 hours going to Calbayog kung dito ka sa Leyte mag-start. So, our principal that time realized na, kasi standalone school kami, kailangan namin mag-offer ng arts and design. Then fortunately, nalaman nila na mayroong talent ako sa pag-paint, pag-draw. Then kinuha ako as an art teacher doon. Kaya sinend ako ng train kasi sabi ko sa principal ko that time na, sir, parang doubtful ako sa self ko that time. Kasi medyo wala akong background or content. Parang self-taught lang yung ko sa arts. Kaya na medyo nakaka-relate ako dun sa sinasabi ni Sir Lito na yung mga teacher hindi pa masyadong magaling magturo ng arts. Kaya sinendan ko doon sa Saneguro. Then I met yung sinabi ni Sir Joey, Sir Jerry, tsaka si Sir Mark. Then parang na-inspire ako as a teacher din na parang tinuturo nila yung basic ng pagturo ng arts. Kaya medyo meron akong self-confidence na sa pagtuturo ng arts that time. Then ngayon parang nagbabasa na ako ng mga libro, like meron ding mga libro ginawa si Ma'am Cathy na sinend sa akin. Yung Halaw, yung story about meats, medyo maganda siya na gawing material for teaching arts para ma-integrate yung culture dun sa mga artworks na ginagawa ng mga students natin dito sa Philippines. Ang challenge lang talaga is yung mga materials na available sa school. Pero ginagawa naman lahat ng mga, namin lahat, even mga admin, tsaka yung mga teachers na mag-provide ng, yung materials for our students. Kaya ganun po, marami pong mga estudyante na gustong mag-pursue ng fine arts, tsaka yung digital arts dun sa Cebu. Meron na kami mga students doon.
It's so wonderful that you're so multi-talented and like how your path towards being an art teacher was totally untraditional, but you seem to have the passion and you want to learn more. I mean, what more can we want from our teachers? We want our teachers to be lifelong learners, right? Because we model what we want from our students. So it's wonderful.
Yes, I think yun yung number one component kung bakit kami naging parang nag-move on kami as an arts and design department. Kasi mostly, mga teachers sa aming department, hindi kami mga art major. yung department head namin ngayon parang major siya pero literature siya, hindi wala sa kaming literary arts. Yung mga specialization na tinuturo sa amin doon is visual arts, dance, music, tsaka theater arts. So siya yung nagtuturo ng theater arts. Pero meron kaming mga background kasi sumasali kami nung college, nung high school, ng mga art groups, kaya ganun parang based on our experience na lang. Kaya umaten talaga kami pag may training, always kaming umattend ng
wonderful.
mga training para lang, parang meron kaming ibang strategy, paano siya turuin. Tapos meron kaming mga makukuhang mga magagandang content galing sa mga speakers. Kasi nung nag-attend ako last ng CCP, doon ko nalaman na may internet art na pala ngayon. Kasi hindi siya tinuturo sa school. Hindi ko siya narinig sa school ng internet art. Siguro yung marang media arts ng yung mga paggawa ng mga short film, yun lang, mga photography. Pero yung internet art parang medyo siya,
bago,
parang wide, parang hindi siya common dun sa amin. Kaya thankful kami dun sa mga speakers din doon kasi medyo na-introduce yung concept ng internet art.
I'm having so many ideas from you, Jade. I'm like going, Kathy, for ARTguro, should we have like some kind of resource? I don't know, you know what I mean? To like really share techniques, resources, something we're gonna work on, right, Kathy?
Yeah, parang maganda kung may portal sana ng mga learning resources ng lahat ng coming from SPA then
And I'm also thinking, sorry, I'm gonna give Malou some time because she is another resource and wealth of expertise.
Okay.
All right. So hi, what's this? So I'm Malou. Ako naman, I think it's fate na naging art teacher ako kasi at first it didn't even occur to me that I'll be an art teacher someday. So yun, diba? So I took fine arts advertising. So malayo. Of course, I wanted to go corporate and everything. Then when I was about to graduate, I was given a letter by a school. Then although the job there is it's more of an artist for the primary level, which is grades 1 to 3. So of course, I tried it. So most of my friends more of sa design studios, ad agency, but eventually ito kasi malapit sa bahay. So I think I want to try it, but then since first job, so I went in, and then siguro after some time, nagkaroon ng vacancy for art teacher. So yun na yung ganyan. So similar. So naging art teacher ako for grades 1 to 3. Although after 5 years, I decided to leave. Kasi of course, since bata pa, so parang I wanted to go back to the corporate world, to go to the corporate world. Although nag-iba rin yung path ko, I started tutoring and then I got married. So I left Para-Food School for 15 years. And then I got this opportunity with BPI Foundation. Is it okay ba to mention?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I was tapped to be a regional speaker teaching arts for public school teachers. So regional to, which was really one of the highlights that I would say I really learned a lot. And then opened my doors na gusto ko na pala talaga maging art teacher. So it was very fulfilling if there's one word to describe it. Kasi with that we would go, syempre that's pre-pandemic pa. So we would go from one province to another, and then the foundation would get in touch with DepEd. So more or less we have a big group, siguro mga around 40 to 50 public school teachers would come. And then what's nice is parang there's a certain amount wherein each art teacher will be given art materials. I think from what I remember, parang 1,000 per teacher. So we really buy a good kind of materials for them. And then one thing I really look up to the public school teachers is andun yung dedication. Unang-una, minsan ang layo ng pinanggagalingan. Going for that 3-day seminar, So ang layo. Then at the same time, you could see the passion. And then one thing that I can relate to what Sir Lito said, yung iba nagtuturo sila, yun din, yung iba let's say they teach art, they teach MAPE, or yun nga yung the special program. Yung meron sa kanila hindi pa nakaka-try magpinta.
Oh no!
And first time nila dun sa time na first time nilang nakapagpinta, first time nila nakita yung art materials. So that's why the materials that were given, binibigay na talaga sa kanila. Then kung ano man yung materials na natitira, it's also raffled off to them. Kasi,
Oh, how
diba,
nice.
that I think that's a good, that was a good practice then.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you also learn, kasi it's not just me, I'm with other art teachers, also art professionals like Sid Reyes, and then the other one who passed away was Don Salubayba.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, kasama ko siya for several times, and
He's
then
wonderful.
so I also learned, like minsan after I teach my part, umuupo ako, and then I would also jot down notes, and then
You listen.
learn a lot from them. So with that one, we went to 10 provinces. Teaching art. And then I noticed nga the farther you go from Manila, the more creative the public teachers are in terms of color, in terms of like creating art out of whatever materials are available. So ang gandang experience. So that made me decide to go back to teaching. So kasi 15 years ako nawala. And then from there, yun, I thought, but I chose talaga grade school. Kasi one thing I like about grade school naman, the girls, well, the students, they really love art so much. And then of course, parang very open sila. They're so excited with things. So that's why I really chose grade school. Although there's also 1 year that I taught senior high history of arts. Yun nga nakakatuwa kasi when I took that in college, wala pang mga visuals dati. So medyo flat siya, no? Medyo boring. So nung nag-umpisa ako magturo, parang they didn't know that I was feeling so nervous. Nung nakita ka, syempre nakaka-overwhelm. But during the time, at least meron na rin internet and everything. But one thing about it, the girls, yung mga estudyante ko noon, they're the ones who would help me with in managing the computer kasi mas marunong sila, right? So yun then, one thing about an art teacher, you're always open to learn, diba? There's a sense of being humble kasi you really learn a lot from others. Hindi yung ako pinakamagaling. I mean, you also learn from your students. And then number two, there's really a lot of things there's always room for improvement. So that's one. And then when I started teaching, it was okay. Then the pandemic came in. So of course I had to adjust. Of course, the younger art teachers, the younger teachers are actually better in terms of using the computers. Talagang kailangan mo talaga maging humble for that. So nagbaliktad na. We would ask from them. But one thing that was very good about it, mas marami ka ring nalaman ng sources.
Yes.
Diba? When you teach. So, and then it became global. Mas marami ka na nakikita. So with that, ayun, I was tapped again for Padayon, also by BPI. So 3 times yon. 3 times yon that happened in several provinces, pero online. So it's another platform to use. And then from there, ayun na, I've been very happy with teaching grade school, and then following also ngayon the DepEd curriculum from 4 to 6. But at the same time, one thing about the school I can credit for is they allow you the freedom naman to do what project you think is best. And then one thing with the kids now, you can see that your lessons should be quite short, but you should have a longer time for project making kasi the attention span is different now. Konti lang yan, antok na, kita mo, distract na. I mean, it goes for everybody, right?
Yes.
For us teachers. So sometimes after one lesson, kailangan mo ulit siyang ayusin. So it's a continuous learning process. So I'm actually very happy and contented being an art teacher. So that's why I'm also happy being with ARTguro. so far. So yeah. So thank you. At least I can like ngayon nag-notes na ako.
Di
Learning
ba?
from everybody.
Ako
Yeah.
din.
When
I was like,
nag-
apply to CHED, apply to BPI.
so there's it was really a very, very good experience. It makes you know more. It makes you learn more from other people as well. So yeah, that's my journey.
You guys are so wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing, your journeys and your whys to become an art teacher. And we all know that teaching is challenging, right? But art teaching, it's a passion plus the teaching plus the students, and then we also have to know history, techniques, materials,
Yes.
right? And then of course the ever-changing technology and all these current things that's happening. So with all our expertise and experiences, have you seen any big improvements in art education in your practice so far? I mean, Lito, you said you started from Pam, dude. Like, so, and like what improvements have you seen through your years of experience?
Improvements in terms of what? Curriculum or facilities? What do you mean?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Biggest improvement in anything. Anyway,
I'm still waiting for the effect of BPI because I think this is my baby. I think this is really the root of the problem is the teachers are not equipped to teach arts. No,
BPI.
Yes.
Nag-work lang magtuturo na. No, education is different. When we started teaching SPA in our school, you can see the difference between teachers who are trained in art school and teachers who are, studied, maybe joined an art club or a chorale, or the discipline is not there. How do you teach discipline? That's the most important thing. No, if you came from an art school, that is what is impressed on the first day pa lang, right? You have to have a routine, developing your skill, right? Developing your attitude towards work, right? That is absent.
But I'm also thinking like on the, because I love this, like there's all of us, we all have different backgrounds. We all have different experiences, right? And then like, here's Lito with his very strong, passionate background. And then Jade comes on going, wait, that's me. That's me. I didn't come from a fine arts background, but I have the passion to be trained, right?
Yeah.
I want to be disciplined. I want the better for my classmates, right?
Yeah.
So like, isn't that wonderful? Like where we get to meet, like where it'll connect, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we have Malou, who's like, I go out there all over. Yeah. And like, you see you can see the creativity in the teachers, how even though sometimes the resources are lacking, there's still the want, the desire, the passion to instill creativity. And like what Liu said, instill the discipline. Like art making is not just a free for all, make a painting. It takes great observation. It takes great heart and compassion. Right? You have to be able to use your mind. That's mind, hands, eyes, and soul, right? And especially since the pandemic, we realized that the social emotional status of us as human beings, and especially our students, do you notice like the need for art is even greater because of our recovery from this global pandemic? So I feel like this is like such a great forum. I'm also thinking, Malou, do you see improvements in the art education in your practice?
Yes, I think from because I started teaching years back, so I could see number one in terms of the depth ed curriculum. Sir Dito, were you part of that?
The SPA program only.
Actually, I can just imagine, sir, just looking at it, actually nakaka-overwhelm. Although we got really very good ideas, Although on our part, with some of them, especially for grade 6, I was quite overwhelmed lang kasi everything has to be taught using the computer, using different apps and programs. So I was quite surprised now, are these doable? So that's one thing that even in our school, as a private school, parang hindi rin, not everything can
Really?
be applied eh.
But your
Yes,
school is
yes.
fancy.
Ah, hindi din actually, like
Then,
they're okay. I mean, yeah, we're okay, pero it doesn't mean na we have everything. I mean, 'di ba,
Oh,
yung contrary to to the impression, hindi rin eh.
yeah.
Like,
Mm.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
like,
so interesting. Because I'm thinking like
yeah.
you go to a wonderful like private school in a nice neighborhood. I would imagine you would have way nicer resources than public schools.
Yeah,
But you're
Yeah.
all
of
doing the
course.
same curriculum.
Yeah, of course, yeah, we were provided naman with the art materials that we need.
Mhm.
But eventually not all, especially the one of grade 6 of digital art. To be
Oh.
honest, even for me, if ever I need to teach that, I really have to equip myself more.
Mm.
Kasi the lessons there, the apps and programs, they actually cost a lot. So even for our school, parang it's something that you have to choose. Well, one thing about it, kasi for intermediate, I just only have one term, one level per term. So medyo maikli, but it's double period naman. But in terms of that, one thing about art lang, it can be parang looking at the curriculum, sometimes I don't know if you can relate, Sir Lito and Sir Jade, parang minsan ang daming topics that you have to put together. So minsan when I craft my lesson plan, minsan parang it's not smooth kasi ang dami mong gusto pasok. So it should strike a balance. So, and then especially for now, since ang pandemic and all, you have to study kung gaano nga katagal yung attention span ng mga bata. And with that, you can see that you have to also make it really simple. So that's it. Pero minsan ang dami mong gustong ikwento kasi, di ba, basta they're so open to knowing about the Philippine national artists, young as they are. So like ako, for each table, I name it after the artist. So
Oh.
grupong Amorsolo, grupong Manansala and all. So nakakatuwa. It's one thing about the kids, it's nice to see how open they are. And then one thing about art then, they apply values without them really knowing it so much. So especially yung katulad recently, I have a child, parang she goes to me whenever she shows her work. So I would tell her, okay, you can do this, you can do that. So I had to explain to them, it's not that I don't like your work. In fact, your work is high. I like your grade is good, but I'm trying to make it higher, but more than that, to make you learn how to make it better. So when you see na yung gawa nila, and with their abilities, that's one thing that I feel glad. Kasi especially marami yung, ay, hindi ako magaling sa art.
Yes.
No, parang resigned na sila na ito lang yung magaling. I'm not. So
Yes.
I also focus on the effort. Na as long as I can see that your effort's there, then you just assist them. Iba yung glow sa mukha nila when you give them that boost, that
Yeah.
confidence. So there.
So
Pero yun din,
wonderful.
basta yun yung challenge for me na medyo nahihirapan ako. It's a struggle somehow in terms of really crafting your work, your plan well. It's good nga that the subject head is there to help me out. Pero at the same time, for the kids naman, also exposing them to the realities of life.
Yes.
So like for example, for us in school, for grade 4, nagpainting kami. So of course, meron silang canvas. We provide the materials. Pero of course, hindi mo bibigay lahat. They have to learn how to use it properly. Hindi yung tapon lang and all. Then we tie that up with the service learning activity. So we're supporting one public school. So we also integrated it with other subjects. So they have to make a sales pitch to their parents. Yung i-record nila yung sarili nila na parang they're selling the painting.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, and then
good.
the proceeds for that will be used for a project in a certain public school. So yun lang, parang that's one thing I love as an art teacher kasi you have this way of doing your part to, like, for example, with our school, to also expose to them with the realities of life and how to help out. So
Yeah.
yun, then with that, nagmi-meet then, like, although right now, of course, online. So may interaction then with them. Those are some of the plans that we do, and I'm happy that art was part of that.
How
Uh,
wonderful.
so yeah, so there, just sharing.
I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, because I'm my advocacy now is curriculum, concept-based curriculum, where like sometimes we're faced with curriculum that's given to us and we have to make sense of it, right? And sometimes it we don't make sense of it, but we have to transfer and teach it to somebody, to like 30 kids or 40 kids who also won't get it. So my theory that I'm kind of going with now is just finding the two main concepts, just two anchor concepts that will work through it, and then using it like the precious onion in the Philippines, letting it concentrically grow with each experience. Does that make sense? So like what you said, it was so beautiful. Like maybe it's about color and some art history, painting. Those are your main concepts. Then you're like, oh, but we want you to also learn about your community. Next layer, right? We want you now to talk and communicate and market it, And so, and then sometimes I show that to the students, like, this is why we plan it this way. Like they are, like what you said, there are co-learners sometimes, like they appreciate us honoring their intelligence and letting them know what our aim is in their learning. And they're like, oh, and then they connect it further in their lives. Like, oh, maybe I can do this in my life, because we're not fakers in the classroom, right? We're not acting like artists. Everyone is an
Yes.
artist, right? Which is, I think, this beautiful thing about the arts. Like the musicians, the dancers, we're not faking it. We are the musicians. We are the actors. We are the artists in the classrooms. So I think we have so much to do. So when I'm thinking about the classroom, what do you think are improvements that you would like to see or you can do in the classroom? How about you, Jade?
I think the facility, yung merong magandang table for our visual arts. Kasi normally sa public school like ours, kadalasan sa amin yung mga armchair, which is not designed for...
Oh, like this? Yung
Yes.
ganon? Hindi ako
yung
kasya
armchair.
doon.
Hindi siya designed for visual arts. We started na maggawa ng desk na pwede siyang iangat na katulad dun sa mga architecture class. Pero 8 lang yung nagawa namin due to budget. Tapos meron kaming mga almost 40 students, kaya hindi ma-accommodate lahat.
No.
Kaya we try to budget the time kung sino yung doon sa workshop, then sino dun sa parang yun yung na-vision na namin. Kasi noon, 10 lang yung mga students na nag-arts and design. Kasi hindi pa siya masyadong kilala doon sa amin. And then, yung iba din, gusto mag-arts and design pero hindi nagpo-pursue kasi malayo yung lugar. Ibang town pa, parang ganun yun. Then, pandemic came pa. Kasi we started 2019, yun yung first na face-to-face namin. 2019-2020 school year. And then after that year, nag-pandemic. Kaya medyo din struggle sa amin kasi medyo mahirap ituro yung arts sa module. Kasi unlike with schools in mga larger city, meron naman silang mga internet. Dito kasi mostly yung students namin dun sa mga far-flung areas na hindi abot yung malakas ng signal na internet.
Walang internet!
Opo. So, kaya yung ginagawa namin, parang pinapunta namin yung bata sa school na lang for every Wednesday. Then tapos medyo nag-arrange na lang kami doon na hindi kami masyadong magkalapit parang nag-erase din kami. Kasi
Wow.
paano nang mangyayari kung hindi namin ituturo yung skills? Kasi
Right.
mahirap magturo ng painting sa module.
Oo nga.
Parang ganun. Paano niyo gagawin yun?
The struggle is real, eh?
Yes
Yes.
po. Totoo. Pag sa, especially, kaya nga parang nagsa-struggle na nga yung nasa private, how much more kung dito sa public, yung resources hindi masyado. Pero yung maganda naman sa public, I'm not romanticizing, no? Pero pero actually yung mga public school teachers talaga, parang ginagawa naman lahat. Kung ano yung kaya. Kung ano yung kaya. One din yung pinakamahirap ituro sa art sa amin is wala kaming masyadong, unlike with Manila, may maraming museum, may maraming mga grupo na pwedeng magbigay ng mga magagandang technical assistance doon sa schools. Dito kasi sa amin parang pupunta pa kami ng Ormoc just to view their museum. And then, mahirap pang mag-parents consent pa, yung pamasahe pa ng bata.
Oh,
Tapos
yes.
knowing DepEd, para mahirap siyang, yung bata ilabas. Kaya, one time, masaya yung students namin kasi dinala namin dun sa Sapa. Dun kami nagpe-painting
Inspiration.
Oh,
Wow.
ng landscape.
How
Dun sa,
nice.
Wow.
Plain air.
Oo. Kasi-
social.
Kasi parang just to ano din yung mental health namin kasi tinuturo din namin how to protect the nature. Kaya dinala namin sa mga Sapa. Tapos dito na lang tayo mag-paint kasi di natin afford pumunta ng Ormoc. Parang yun yung mga struggles ng isang art teacher dito sa sa province, especially dun sa public school. Pero may improvement na kami. Meron na kami mga studios, meron na kami. Kasi nakikita din naman ng admin kung gaano kami ka-dedicated sa trabaho namin. Kaya parang worth din i-invest ng magandang facility itong aming department. Parang nabigyan na kami ng parang dance room na maliit for our dance students. And then medyo maliit din na workshop na studio for visual arts. Kaya nga, patuloy pa rin kaming gumagawa ng paraan para lang mag-improve yung quality ng service namin as a
How
school.
wonderful. And considering you're quite a new course in your school, and you
Yes,
times 4 na yung enrollments nyo, you should be proud of your program. That's amazing.
Yes po. Thank you.
Oh. How about Lito and Malou? What do you guys think? Have you seen, what improvements do you think generally?
What I need?
Oh no. Oh no, I'm not ready. Yes, Lito.
Hindi, masaya ako sa yung access sa internet, pero nakakalungkot sa probinsya, no?
That's true.
Kasi yung nahirapan talaga sila. Pero, what I like in the provinces, very close to nature. Tsaka
Yes,
yung resources, no?
Yeah.
Pag ikaw ay Western trained artist, you based on canvas and oil paints on brushes, no? But
yeah, easel painting.
indigenous, you go indigenous, meron sila.
Yeah.
And very rich tradition in weaving, in clay, in pottery.
Putik. Yeah.
Yes.
Ang dami, metal work, stone work. Ayun ang kailangan i-focus natin sa regions. Kasi ang teacher natin, Western-oriented. They try to go to painting, to go to canvas. Mali yun. Kasi lumalagpak tayo doon sa ang good art is Western art.
That's true.
Hindi natin didevelop yung sarili nating art, no? Which is very, very treasured, no?
Sige na nga, I love that. That's true.
You go to Mindanao, you go to Lake Cebu. Grabe yung metalwork.
Tara, let's go! Tara, let's go.
Nice there, yeah.
Lost wax, biruin mo yun. Very primitive equipments, no? Yung bellows nila,
right.
papak ng manok.
The ingenuity of the Filipino. Oh, but
how they
Jade,
melt the bronze.
Do you know, is there local artists in your area?
Meron naman po, pero mga painting kadalasan ginagawa din nila.
Kasi
Yun yung mga
Western-oriented din.
Mm.
Yan ang problema namin sa SPA kasi ni-encourage namin na makapag-connect yung schools dun sa local artists. No?
Yes.
Pero itong local artist, nagkaroon ng konting impluensya ng West, no? Tapos nagkaroon na ng dream na dun sa no? Tapos hindi naman lang kayang ipasa yung technique, no? Kasi uwi daw. They learned it from unstructured learning process. Right. So nahirapan sila ipasa. Kaya kailangan natin i-train talaga yung teachers how to make materials. What are the components of paint, no? Tatlo lang yun. If they can do that, no? Yung vehicle, yung binder, and the pigment. And pigment is everywhere, no? Yung binder, you can get it organically. Resin, tree saps, no? You mix gawgaw, you mix rice, no? Ang dami. Kung alam lang yung basic chemistry lang yun, no?
Hello, now we need chemistry too.
Basic science na.
But it's true. We're all connected.
Yung mulberry, yung fruit, pag piniga mo lang yung drops nun, ang ganda sa watercolor, Carmel, ang ganda ng red niya. Ang ganda.
Mahinging mulberry! Sige na nga!
Sir, workshop, sir.
I know! Aren't you so inspired? Lito is so inspiring.
Yeah. Thank you, Kat. Thank you. Pero I think ayun ang pinofocus namin sa SPA ngayon, ano? Focus on the indigenous, what you have. Kasi mahal ang watercolor paper. But you can use it on paper.
Make it yourself.
Very simple. Very simple ang paper making, no? Lay lang ang kailangan mo. Ang daming fibers, locally available, no? Lilingon ka lang. Ang daming clay.
Sige, wait! Lito! Maglista ako! We're going to make a YouTube channel!
Yes, sir!
Ang daming clay, no? Maghukay ka lang sa ng bahay mo. Ang daming putik. Paano mo lang ito process, no? Paano naghahanap ng wax, no? Ang beeswax, yung pulot gata, yung pukyutan. Beeswax yun. No, lusawin mo lang yun. Hindi mo naman kailangan yung beeswax. Kinukuha yung honey, no?
But do you see how you're giving us all? I love this. I totally agree with you 100 and 200%. But I'm also thinking, do you think it's also the mentality of the Filipino educators needs that switch change? You know,
yeah, of course.
Right?
It's required.
Required. Change your mind.
Take a course on how to teach art because pag wala silang ganon, alatsamba pa rin. They don't know how to approach how to teach art.
And I'm even thinking more so the nationalism, you know what I mean? Because we're so we're proud of our culture. We're proud of our resources that I don't think it's a byproduct. I think that will be like the biggest value that the students that come from this kind of learning will get, right? We need that from our students too. We need them to feel like, Pinoy ako, you know, kaya ko.
You don't teach nationalism. You make them do with what they have.
Yeah, experience.
They learn right?
Right. Not the wala akong ganito.
Look at Japan. How ingrained is nationalism to them, no? Grade 1 pa lang watercolor ng goldfish. Every season they change subject, no? O bukas next season bamboo tayo, next season birds tayo, di ba? They change subject matter depending on the season. So grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 pabalik-balik lang 'yon, no? So pagdating nila ng grade 6 master, 4 strokes, nakita mo yung Chinese calligraphist, no? 4 strokes ibon, 4 strokes bamboo.
I love it.
On watercolor. Oh, ba't hindi natin maabot 'yon, no? Mahirap bang gumawa ng brush? Ang dami nating kawayan. Okay mo lang brush na, di ba?
I love it. I'm so inspired by Lito. Wait, I have to do the last, because otherwise we're going to talk the whole day and I have plans. Let's do our last round of questions, but I'm hoping that we continue this discussion. Do you feel the good energy, you guys? Like,
yes,
I'm so inspired. I swear, I'm going to stalk Lito. I'm going to be like knocking on his farm door going, let's make our YouTube channel. Let's do our last round of questions for all of you guys. What is your hope and dream as an art guru in the Philippines? Think about it. And who would like to start? I might put a timer on Lito though. Yes. Si Malou na lang muna.
Yes.
Teka lang, Mr. Lito. Love you.
Okay, siguro dream as an art guru. Actually, it's really more of parang being an instrument that inspires your students to, the same then as Sir Dito, to appreciate our own culture from whatever background we have. Like for me, since I'm from from a private school, it's really opening up their eyes to local culture, which is actually the curriculum of grades 4 to 6, and inspiring them to hopefully continue. Actually, what I told them, in case there's one of you who becomes a national artist or who would have an exhibit, let me know. So even if I'm a lola, pupunta ako, I'll go there. And then, especially for the girls in our school, I want them to learn all these values also, and virtues that they can do through art. Because one thing about art, it's promoting creativity and passion, two things that are really important, not only in academics but in real life. So with that, also making art as a venue, especially with the effects of the pandemic. So I just want them to enjoy art and get themselves exposed to the different facets of art. And hopefully, when they grow up, they would support art, Philippine art, and promote it as well. So like, just to share, itong last project namin, it's more of indigenous culture. So as mentioned, I had to may lesson kami about the different indigenous communities, and then they had to be fashion designers. So medyo parang fancy, but if you think about it, it's really part of the real world. And then they had to design a gown, blouse, or a bag, putting indigenous designs. Tapos, so kunyari, someone will be buying your material, your design, and also how will you do it. So I was so happy with the result. And then there was one girl, just 2 days back, she wrote to me, tas, Miss, I actually made a real bag with indigenous design. Tas like, oh, how's that? So she just actually got regular paper to send. Then she made it into a bag shape. Then she showed it to me. So I was so happy with that because it means it inspired her to create that bag. So I told her, sige, next time I can give you a thicker paper so we can really make it into like a bag or something. So for me, that's inspiration. So that's the thing that I really want students to learn from. So from each other, we learn more, and even from our teachers, we continue to help each other. So that's why I think that passion, when I had that being a speaker, it really inspired me to be more creative and to share also what I have. So in fact, during that time, lahat ng slides ko, I shared it to the teachers to make it a bit easy for them also. So yon, to make art reachable for everybody and make it experiential. So like what Teacher Jade said, for me, that's the best thing, to draw a landscape sa sapa. Yun ang pinakamaganda kasi yun ang actual. So yeah, so I think that's it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Also, while this is our last question, you can plug or, let us know anything that you're doing, any projects that you're doing right now that you want to share with the Art Guru community. Is it
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We learn from each other.
Oh, I love it. Okay, Lito, I'm saving you for last. Jade, how about you?
Okay, I think nasabi na ni Ma'am Malou lahat, no?
Same as her.
Siguro yung dream ko lang, simple lang, as an art guru, yung mga bata talaga mabigyan ng mga learning resources at saka materials na at par dun sa private schools, dito sa public. At saka ma-improve yung creative industry ng Philippines. Yung parang yung mismo yung parent nag-i-encourage dun sa mga anak nila na mag-take ng art as a profession. Kasi kadalasan, mag-STEM ka, mag-ano ka. Yun yung mindset dito sa Philippines. Kaya bilang isang art, gusto kong mag-inspire ng student na, mag-art ako kasi dito sa art, maganda siya. Yung kaya din namin buhayin yung pamilya namin sa art. Yun yung dream ko as a teacher ng arts.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jade. Do you have any projects to plug? Anything to share with our art gurus?
Siguro sa Arts Month, meron kaming online.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Share the link
ah,
so
ah,
that we can see it.
Okay, I will share the link po soon.
Awesome.
Our group, Handuraw, it is our culture and arts group ng Baybay City Senior High School. Handuraw means creativity or imagination. It's a Visayan word. Ito yung organization namin. Mag-organize kami ng kahinam. Ito yung name ng aming National Arts Month celebration. So magpo-post ako ng link dito sa ARTguro page
Yes,
for our
please.
celebration.
Wonderful. And I think with any of your students or your own work, we would love to see it, because don't you think the visual arts should be seen and we should share?
Yes.
Yeah, we can inspire
May
each
page
other.
kami in Arts and Design po. Doon
Sige.
pinopost namin yung mga artworks ng mga students po.
Love it. Go, go, go. Please share it with us. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Jade. All right, Lito, it's your turn.
O simple lang ang dream ko. Sana yung arts o yung ibang subjects na tinuturo through arts. No? Sana yung art teacher mag-orchestrate ng subjects, no? How to teach math using art. No? How to teach science using dance. Mga tipong ganon. No?
We're
Para
all
yung
connected.
classroom- Yeah. Para yung
Actually,
classroom masaya, no? Yung going to school really enjoyable, no? Yung
that's true.
students will be looking forward to it. Oh,
That's
magsasayaw kami. Matututunan namin yung Pythagorean theorem through painting or through weaving, no? Pero
Yeah.
kayang-kayang ituro naman, ano? May
I love
radius
it.
naman, paulit-ulit naman yun, may pattern, no? So may kayang-kayang i-apply ang art doon, di ba?
Oh, wonderful.
Yun ang aking dream. Sana ma-incorporate talaga yung art. Hindi siya separate subject, kundi integrative, no? Kasama lahat. Para yung buong experience hindi hiwa-hiwalay. Oh, 1, 2, 3. After second hour, next subject. Ganun. Hindi. Dapat dugtong-dugtong lahat yun. No? I-design yung buong curriculum ng education na integrative, no? Experiential. Sabi nga ni Carmel, no? Parang sibuyas na binabalatan. No? Paglabas mo dun sa yung pinaka ubod, no? Ayun ang pinaka-juice. Ayun ang graduate. No? Ayun ang bunga ng iyong curriculum. Diba?
I love it.
Ang magandang ano.
Start our own school, Sir Lito. Tara na.
Yeah.
I-advertise ko yung aming Spasyong Bayan. No?
Oh, yes, please.
Meron kaming nakuhang grant sa NCCA. We are almost towards the end of the first part, no? Yung master class, tapos nag-produce kami ng public art. No? So, nationwide to. Meron kaming galing Cagayan de Oro, meron galing sa Norte, Kalinga, meron galing Bicol. No? They produce a miniature maquette, no? Small-scale study of a public monument that they will propose to their LGU. Kasi meron bago yung Creative Industry Bill. No? It's a law now that the LGU should fund a project coming from local artists, no?
That's cool.
To develop public art in their community, no? Kasi alam niyo yung power ng public art really na i-entice, no? Na anong effect sa'yo pag nakikita mo araw-araw na dadaanan mo, di ba?
Right.
Madi-develop yung may subliminal yon, pero later on you know, when you go to Vietnam, you go to Cambodia, nagkalat ang public art, no? Lalo na sa Europe, no? That's how you inculcate arts to the minds of the young and the old, no? That's how you change society. Ayun ang thing. So, andito na kami. Nasa miniature program, no? Next year balak namin how to make it big in their communities, no? So, dumaan kami sa master class, tinuro namin paano gumawa ng proposal, paano gumawa ng maquette, how do you study local cultural and heritage, no? Para mailabas mo yung sariling damdamin ng locals. No? Tapos nandito na kami sa miniature ngayon, mag-show kami sa Feb 25 sa Artist Inc. Center sa Los Baños. No? And then, dadali namin to sa region.
Send us the invite. Send us the invite.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Sa 25. Yeah, part ng Arts Month.
Arts
ng
Month.
February ng
Yes, yes.
SDA.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah,
Ha!
tapos
I'm
dadali namin to sa ano, i-upload pala namin sa YouTube as yung process pinapa-document namin, no, in local tongue para mismo yung locals meron silang pwedeng kasi gagamit ng local materials, no? So if they have clay, if they have stone, no? Tapos magsasalita yung artist tungkol dun sa paggawa niya, paano niya dinikit, paano niya nabuo.
the process.
So, yeah, yung process
Toma, you didn't invite me. Sama ako dyan.
Anyway, gano'n, ano?
I
Tapos,
love it.
upload namin to sa YouTube to help yung teachers para may material sila.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Ano,
Yeah, that can be a
Yes.
resource for our lessons
Yes.
also, di ba?
O
And
three
the technique.
components yung Spasyong Bayan. One is the masterclass that will end in the exhibit of maquette. No? Yung pangalawa ay documentation of processes, of various processes and materials that local artists practice. No? And the third is a inventory of local sites, public sites, kasi wala pala. Na-realize namin wala palang inventaryo ng mga public places na pwede ka mag-take. No? So we are looking forward to that, yung inventory ng nire-require yung LGU to specifically cite specific places where artists can put up public art.
How many regions is this? Or is it by region or by what is it?
National to.
Wow.
Wow.
Kasi coordinate namin dito. Tapos may batas yung industry bill, creative industry law. No, it's a law now that requires LGU to give fund for production of public art.
How
Hindi sila
exciting.
mabibigyan ng good governance certification kung wala sila nito. Parang ganon, i-require sila. No? So we were able to pass that bill just 2022. So
Are you
bago lang to last year. Yeah.
Are you a politician too?
No, I'm lobbying for Congress.
You're in Congress?
No, I lobbied for the bill. The bill. Matagal na to. Eddie Garcia pa to eh. Eddie Garcia went to the creative industry. It's Congressman Toff de Venecia.
Oh, I love it.
The author of the bill.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I've been told I have to round it up. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jade, Lito, Malou. This is so wonderful. I feel like I want to meet you in real life and have coffee and then have wine, chicadoras, then go to Lito's studio and like totally steal everything. I love this. This is wonderful. So I am tasked to say, we will have ARTguro will have an art exhibit funded at the NCCA in September 2023. Get ready. Yeah, Kathy's good with this stuff, with this proposals. Doing proposals is a whole other job, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes,
So Kathy is so good at this. So she's got funding for NCCA, and this is open to all art gurus. And we're going to call for participants to work in February to help us, set it up, do the admin work. You guys know we're all teachers. We know all the background work is so much work. So we're going to also ask for help. It's free. It's voluntary. To join is free. The artwork shipping is going to be sponsored by NCCA. Uy, Jade. Ooh. But your pamasahe is yourself. No. You put yourself in the box. But stay tuned for the Art Guru page and the FB groups for these announcements. So I love Kathy. Kathy, you're still here. Kathy has been so wonderful in trying to really promote the connection, sharing our experiences, our expertise, our passions together so that we are actually, we're talking about it, and we're talking about our experiences, our dreams, our what we want as proud Filipinos and for our art education. So thank you so much for joining. And I hope we get to see each other in real life and chat more. Okay. So thank you so much again, my wonderful, I feel like you're all my best friends now. Art gurus, we want to spread this energy, this positivity with the rest of the Philippines, even not in the Philippines, even art educators around the world. So if you know people, share this Facebook group, our podcast on Spotify and on YouTube. And also like and subscribe, because we really hope that we can grow and learn together in our passions for the Filipino art education. Thank you so much. Bye.
Right. Bye.